For your safety and to achieve the expected economic profits, please pay careful attention to the contents of the CD. Be sure to familiarize yourself with all the equipments, both inside and outside the truck, and check the truck before starting so that the good proper use and good maintenance can be attained. The following will be introduced in the CD. 1. Identification of devices inside the truck. 2. Operation of the truck. 3. Maintenance of the truck. 4. Operation of special purpose truck. 1. Identification of devices inside the truck. Insert the door key and turn it counterclockwise before getting into the truck. Pull the door handle. The door will open. Set foot on the boarding pedal and grasp panel to get into the truck. Press the knob down to lock the door in case of potential risk. Check the seat angle and position. If not suitable, adjust it. First, adjust the gap between front and back. Adjust the seat height up or down. Adjust the backrest as necessary. Do the same for the headrest. Adjust the number support after starting the engine. All adjustments should make driving the truck more comfortable. Attention! You should hear the vocal seat lock announcement after each adjustment. If you don't hear the voice announcement, there will be potential danger when driving. Adjust the position of the steering wheel. Release the adjusting knob. Adjust the steering wheel up or down and forwards or backwards as necessary. Finally, hold the steering wheel in a suitable position and tighten the knob. Adjust the rear view mirror to a suitable position. The key switch has 4 different positions. In this position, the electric devices will be connected while the truck is stationary. In this position, all truck power will be turned off and the key can be removed from the switch. In this position, the electric devices will be connected while the truck is being driven. In this position, the engine starts. Now we will introduce the dashboard. There is a tachometer to display the rotation speed of the engine. There is also a speedometer to display the speed at which the truck is being driven. There is a fuel gauge to indicate the volume of diesel in the fuel tank. There is also a coolant thermometer to indicate the coolant temperature in the engine's water outlet. There is an information screen to display information related to truck driving. When the truck is going normally, the word CNHTs will be displayed in the upper part, and the power voltage and oil pressure will be displayed in the following 2 graphics columns. This is the dividing odometer and this is the total odometer. Holding this knob for 2 seconds, the dividing odometer can be reset to 0. These are 2 air pressure gauges. The left one is used to display the brake pressure in the front braking circuit, the right one for the rear braking circuit. Now we will introduce the rockable switches. The general light switch has 3 positions. On the vertical position, the position light is turned on. Pressing the lower, both position lights and headlights are turned on. Pressing the upper, position lights and headlights are turned off. Front fog lamp switch. Press lower to turn it on. Press up to turn it off. Rear fog lamp switch. Press lower to turn it on. Press up to turn it off. Please note that before the front and rear fog lamps be turned on, the general switch must be in vertical position. Emergency warning switch. Press lower to turn it on. Press up to turn it off. Home conversion switch. To sound the electric horn, press the switch lower. Then press the home button on the steering wheel to sound the air horn. Press the switch up, then press the home button on the steering wheel. Wheel differential lock switch. Press lower and the wheel differential lock will be connected. Press up and it will be disconnected. Answer differential lock switch. Press lower and it will be connected. Press up and it will be disconnected. Working lamp switch. Press lower and it will light up. Press up and it will be turned off. This is the AC system's control device. Using the device, the driver can control the cabin's indoor temperature. These are two wind power adjustment buttons. Press the left button to reduce the speed of the fan. Press the right button to increase the speed. These are two temperature setting buttons. Press the upper button to increase the temperature. Press the lower one to decrease the temperature. This is a cooling button. Press the button down to begin cooling. This is a mode select button for defrosting and wind blowing. Press this button down, the air conditioner will send air to defrost the windshield. This is a mode select button for wind blowing. This can be used for blowing air towards the head or feet, or to defrost. This is a mode select button for wind intake. There are two modes, indoor cycle and indoor and outdoor cycle. This is the automatic control button for air conditioning. Press this button down and the air conditioning system will work in accordance with the indicated temperature. This is the AC power off button. Now we will introduce the signal indicator symbol. Turn on the key to light up the battery charge indicator. After engine starts running, it will be blacked out. When the water temperature indicator is on, it indicates that the water temperature is too high. When the steering oil level indicator is on, it indicates that steering oil level is too low. If the cabin lock indicator is on, it shows the cabin has not dropped to its final position. If this happens, the situation should be checked out and problems be resolved before proceeding. If the engine oil pressure indicator is on, it indicates that the engine oil pressure is too low. If the air filter block indicator is on, it means the air filter is jammed, so it should be checked and cleared before proceeding. If you press the wheel differential bolt switch, the indicator comes on. If you press the axial differential bolt switch, the indicator lights up. Now we will introduce the operation of the combination switch. When the key is switched on, push the handle forward. The right turn indicator will flash. Pull the handle backward and the left turn indicator will flash. Lifting up the handle will turn on the overtaking and emitting vehicles warning light as well as the headlamp and the high beam lamp light. After releasing, the handle returns to its starting position automatically. When headlamps are required, locate the light rocker switch in the middle position first. Pulling the handle once, the low beam lamps light up. Pulling it once again, the high beam lamps light up. Now we introduce the operation of the windscreen wipers. 0 is the off position. J is the intermission gear. 1 is the slow gear. 2 is the faster gear. When the end bottom of the handle is pressed down, the windscreen washing system starts working. HOWO service trucks are fitted with a manual shift mechanical gearbox. Please shift the gear according to the indicators attached on the shift level. This is the accelerate pedal. This is the brake pedal. This is the clutch pedal. This is the flame out switch and also the exhaust brake switch. This is a hand brake valve and this is a trailer brake valve. Second, operation of trucks. Please carry out the following inspection thoroughly before driving. Check whether the main power switch is in off position, and be sure that the main power switch is turned on before driving. For HOWO service trucks, in order to quickly inspect various signal indicators and the driving situation, a systematic self-test device is equipped. The procedure of the systematic self-test is that the key is in position 3, the gear shift lever is in the neutral position, all the rocker switches are turned off, the brake pedal is not depressed, and the washing pump is not in operation. With the cabin door open, hold down the high beam flashing switch for about 8 seconds. Then, the relevant indicator lamps will light up in turn. The meter pointer will swing back and forth repeatedly from 0 to the maximum. The display screen alternates cyclically between the driving screen, input screen, and output screen. Check external lights and that the related lamps are shining in turn. Headlights, front fog lights, position lights, brake lights, reverse lights, rear fog lights, and working lights. If any faults are detected by the system, the relevant fault information will be displayed on the screen. If several faults occur at the same time, they will be displayed repeatedly. Attention! If either the key switch turns off or the engine starts, the system will exit the self-test. Tip the cap up fully and inspect the coolant liquid level of the expansion tank. If the coolant level is too low, refill the specified coolant to the appropriate height. Turn on the key switch to observe the display of the fuel gauge. This is the filling hole for oil. Drill out the oil dipstick. The oil level should be located between the top and the bottom scale lines. If the oil level is below the bottom scale line, the specified engine oil should be refilled. Close the cap tightly after filling up. This is the air reservoir drain valve. Pull it to discharge the water collected in the reservoir. Check the tire air pressure. The tire air pressure should be in accordance with the numerical requirements in the following chart. Check the fastening of the tire bolts. Check whether the cap is locked. If not, the lock indicator will light up. Attention! Before driving, check the traffic situation closely to make sure of a safe start. Fasten your seat belt if it's equipped in the truck. Start the engine. After starting up, the oil gauge immediately displays the oil pressure and the oil pressure indicator switches off. If the oil pressure gauge doesn't display the pressure, turn off the engine immediately to examine. Attention! 1. Each engine start time shouldn't exceed 15 seconds. 2. Time interval between two engine starts shouldn't be less than 30 seconds. 3. Don't rotate the engine in high speed when the engine just starts. When air pressure reaches 0.55 megapascals, warning lights go off and the alarm buzzer stops. Release the handbrake and you are ready to start driving. Attention! After starting the engine, run it at idle speed for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't depress violently. Wait for the oil pressure and water temperature to normal. Then step down with gradually more pressure. Otherwise, the bearings and the sealing ring of the turbocharger will wear out prematurely because of a lack of oil. HOWO trucks use a full gearbox. It combines a primary box and a secondary one. There are 2 cans, 9 gears and 12 gears. The 9-gear box uses a double H pattern mechanism. Gears from 1 to 4 are in low range, from 5 to 8 are in high range. The gearbox has 2 neutral positions. In low range, it's located in the neutral position between the 3rd and 4th gear. In high range, it's between 5th and 6th. The 12 gearbox uses a transfer switch in the lever to transfer between the high and the low ranges. When the switch is in the downward position, you may shift from gear 1 to 6 according to the chart. Gears from 1 to 6 are in the low range. When the switch is in upward position, you can shift from 7 to 12 according to the chart. Gears from 7 to 12 are in the high range. Step down on the clutch pedal before starting the truck. After overcoming a clear resistance point, continue to press the clutch pedal down to the end. At this point, with the clutch depressed, it can be used to put the truck in gear. Press the clutch pedal to the resistance point when shifting gear while driving. Pay attention when shifting the full gearbox. 1. The driver should use gear 1 or crawling gear when starting the truck in full load, and shift up in order rather than skipping the gears. 2. When changing gears, pull the gear lever smoothly till the gear shift has been completed. 3. Gear shift should pulse between the high and the low shifts, otherwise, the synchronizer's service life will be affected. 4. In the neutral position, don't arbitrarily shift the gear lever in horizontal level to avoid unnecessary abrasion. 5. In normal travel, to ensure the transmission bearings and the gear fully lubricated, don't use the free sliding or flame out sliding. The drive axle of the HOWO trucks are equipped with in-two-way differential lock and inter-axle differential lock. When the wheel on the driving axle slips, use the in-two-way differential lock. When you press the in-two-way differential lock switch, the locks on the front and rear axles integrate, and its indicator on the dashboard turns on. Now the truck can be driven forward. When wheels on both sides of a driving axle slide in the meantime, press the differential lock rocker switch between the lower shaft. Its lock indicator on the dashboard will turn on. Now the truck can be driven forward. When the truck resumes the normal driving, step down the clutch. Press the in-two-way differential lock switch or inter-axle differential lock switch. The differential lock will be released. Attention! 1. When the differential lock indicator is still on, the truck can't turn or drive at high speed. 2. When driving past the sliding road, the differential lock should be immediately released. 3. Using the differential lock in improper situations will damage the truck. HOWO trucks have the following braking system: service brake, parking brake, emergency brake, and engine exhaust brake. The service brake is also called the foot brake. The parking brake is also called the hand brake. As well as being used as the parking brake, the hand brake can be used for emergency brake. When driving down a slope, use the engine exhaust brake. Attention! 1. The parking brake must be used when the truck is stopped. 2. With the transmission in neutral gear, engine exhaust brake doesn't work. In a low gear, engine exhaust brake has a high efficiency. 3. On a slippery road, trucks equipped with the ABS system don't use engine exhaust brake. Please open the mask before upturning the cab. Nobody should be standing close to the front of the cap when it's upturned. When the cap needs to be turned up, pull the transfer hand of the slip pump to the up position, then shake the oil pump flip. When the cap needs to fall back, pull the transfer hand of the flip pump to the down position and shake the oil pump to make the cap fall back. After the cap has fallen back, the up and the down air intake should be closely joined to prevent dust intake. Finally, check whether the lock-up signal lamp in the dashboard is extinguished. Attention! 1. Each time you flip the cap, you must turn it all the way to the bottom. To surpass the TDC as well, it can only work like this. 2. No person can enter the cap when it's upturned. Step down the exhaust brake button, engine flame out. Turn off the key switch and the power switch only after the engine flame out. Attention! After heavy work, the engine temperature will be very high. Operate at idle speed for 3 to 5 minutes after the engine flame out. The new truck running mileage is 2,000 to 4,000 kilometers. Check the truck after running period to ensure it's in normal working condition. Issues to notice in running period. 1. Don't accelerate immediately after the engine starts. You can increase the engine speed after it reaches the normal temperature. 2. Trucks in running period are best driven on plain and good roads. 3. Shift promptly. Connect with the clutch smoothly to avoid sudden or emergency brake. 4. Shift the gear down in good time before driving up a slope. Don't make the engine work at extremely low speeds. 5. Don't drive new trucks with a full load and a fast speed. Observe carefully all kinds of pilot lights and warning lights. 6. Inspect and control the engine oil pressure and the normal temperature of the cooling fluid. Pay frequent attention to the temperature of the transmission, axle hub, and the brake drum. Inspect and adjust or repair immediately if any parts have severe heat. 7. In the initial 50 kilometers drive and after each change of the wheels, tighten the wheels nuts according to specified torque. 3. Maintenance of truck. According to various uses, different driving conditions and expected annual mileage, the routine truck inspection and maintenance intervals should be consistent with the requirements in the following table. Under normal driving conditions, the assembly interval mileage for the changing oil should be consistent with the following table. Under harsh driving conditions, the engine interval mileage for changing the oil should be consistent with the following table. Daily maintenance should include the following items. 1. Check handbrake and foot brake driving conditions. 2. Check the lighting system, signal system, and the various indicator lights working conditions. 3. Check the windscreen wipers and the windshield washer tank fluid level. 4. Check the tire pressure. 5. Check the engine oil, coolant, and fuel level. 6. Pump out the water in the air cylinder. This is the engine oil drain plug. Attention should be paid to whether the oil color is normal or if there is foreign matter. Once oil is out, remove foreign matter on the oil release plug and screw it back up. Inject new oil into the engine and make sure the fuel level reaches the upper limit of the oil level gauge. Truck specific oil should be used. and the oil filter should be replaced at the same time as the oil is being changed. A thin layer of oil should be dabbed on the packing washer when installing the oil filter. Tighten the oil filter and check if it leaks. The two filter cores on the oil filter should be replaced at the same time. Open the preliminary oil filter and the raw liquid slug to discharge impurities. The filter cores should be cleaned every time. After the replacement, the air in the oil pipeline should be piped out. Clean the air filter and remove the filter. Tap the filter cover to remove dust. Then blow up from inside to outside by compressed air, which is no greater than 0.5 megparts. Check if there is any breakage in the out filter by working light. If any, change it. Attention! Clearing the filter by using water or oil is prohibited. The security filter cannot be cleaned. It should be replaced at the same time as the out filter. When installing the air filter, please pay attention to make the seal available. This is the coolant outlet for checking the fluid level. If the level is too low, fill coolant to expansion water tank. This is the storage tank for clutch brake fluid. Check the liquid level. If the level is too low, fluid should be added. Truck designated clutch brake fluid should be added. This is the outlet for transmission oil. This is the inlet for transmission oil. This is the hole for transmission oil surface. Check the surface level of the transmission oil. If it's too low, more oil should be added. This is the oil outlet for the main reducer in the drive axis. This is the inlet for the main reducer in the drive axis. It also displays the oil level. Check the oil level of the main reducer. If it's too low, more oil should be added. Check the exhaust ventilation plug. If it jams, use compressed air to blow it. This is the outlet for the wheel side reducer in the drive axle. If it's switched to the lower position, the oil will be released. Then refill from the inlet. Then turn the outlet over. Let redundant oil flow out from the inlet. This is the stipulated height of the oil level. This is the ventilation plug for the bearing pedestal in the balance axle. This is the fin inlet for the bearing pedestal in the balance axle and also for the oil level. When oil is added, you should open the ventilation plug. You should use Truck brand special gear oil. Check the wear on the balance hand inside the plate. If the clearance is more than 3 mm, you should add an adjusting pad or replace the side plate. For trucks which uses new suspension, there is no need to adjust or change the side plate. This is the brake clearance adjusting arm for the drive axles. When making adjustments, turn the next stem hex point to wheel locked position. Then reverse rotate it. You will hear a sound repeated 3 times. This is the brake clearance adjusting arm for the front axle. When adjusting it, turn the next stem hex point to wheel locked position. Then reverse rotate it. You will hear a sound repeated 3 times. When headlight bulbs need to be replaced, remove the casing first, then open the cabin door, loosen the screw, then the headlights can be turned. After the bulbs are changed, return the headlights to the original position. Rotate the 2 screws to adjust the light's distribution properties. Check whether the hydronic oil for the steering system is clean or not. If it's too dirty, the oil filter should be changed. After the oil filter has been replaced, check the oil level. If it's too low, oil should be added to the prevention position. Check the oil level for the cabin lifting pump. If it's too low, oil should be added to the prevention position. You should use Sinotruk brand hydronic oil. Lubricate all points according to the lubrication chart for the whole truck. Operation of special purpose truck. Next, we will introduce the operation of the tippers. First, introduce the lifting wheel while the truck is stationary. Confirm that the right descent handle is in the middle stopping position. Step down on the clutch pedal and shift to gear 2. Press the neutral switch and the power takeoff switch to the binding position. Now the indicator on the dashboard will come on. It displays that the power takeoff has been connected. Release the clutch pedal slowly. The power takeoff soon needs the oil pump to rotate. After confirming that the power takeoff is working, push the air hole control valve handle to the lifting position. Now the body can be lifted. Push the handle to the spacing groove. Now the truck is in mid-hold position. Release the accelerator pedal. With the engine idle, step down on the clutch pedal and push the handle to the descending position. The body starts to descend. The body descends to its final position. Press down the neutral switch and the power takeoff switch to the off position. The indicator on the dashboard will be extinguished. The right descent handle is now in mid-hold position. The truck can start off. Now we will introduce lifting while driving. If you want to lift the body while driving, you only need to switch the neutral switch to the disconnected position. The remaining operations are as explained previously. Attention! The transmission has to be turned to neutral before the power takeoff neutral switch is removed. Finally, we will introduce the semi-trailer. Fix the semi-trailer. Release the position collapse spring. Lift the fifth wheel hand outward so that the fifth wheel is ready for coupling open state. Drive the semi-trailer backwards to integrate. When the traction pin gets into the interface of the fifth wheel, the lock hook blocks, and it automatically locks the traction pin and finishes the tie-in. Now the hand automatically returns to the original position. This means the coupling is correct. Connect the brake pipeline. The tie-in should be red to red, yellow to yellow. Connect the electrical wiring tie-in. Remove the fixation. Now the tipper can move. Attention! When connecting the compressing air part with the electrical one, make sure there is no compression, evolution or rubbing, turning or bouncing. Trailer disconnection. Fix the trailer. Separate the brake pipeline between the tractor and the semi-trailer. The disconnection should be in order. First, remove the air reservoir pipeline tie-in, the red one. Then the brake pipeline tie-in, the yellow one. Otherwise, the trailer brake will loosen up. Pull the fifth wheel hand out till the position group locks the fifth wheel shell. Now the lock hook is separated. Drive the tractor forward. The latch hook rotates. Release the traction pin and the separation finishes.